Hello everybody and welcome to Options Paycheck Live. Today I will be again planning my option trades for Monday's market open. I use my live account, my trades are real. You will see today a review of my last week's result. I will show you what stocks and strike prices I choose for selling cash secured puts to maximize the profits this week. I will also show you what strike prices I picked for selling covered calls on stocks I own, and I will show you the trade orders in my interactive brokers account. If you are new to the channel, I focus on selling options to get reliable second income. I'm showing my analysis, my thinking process, and my trades. I've been documenting my results every week since April 2025. You can check all my videos to see how my strategies work. Please like this video if you find it helpful and subscribe to the channel to see my option trades and investments and see my progress. And now let's get started with reviewing my trades performance from last week. As you can see, I collected premium of $583. My overall premium I collected since April 2025 is $3,776 and it makes 25% return on investment since the beginning of my investing. Now let's go to the detail of last week trades. As you can see, I collected $353 from covered calls on Tesla. Tesla was crazy last week. We will go to the chart and I'll show you, but I made a lot of trades. I sold puts and I sold calls, and I originally I had planned maybe $90 as a premium, but during the week I actually benefited from the volatility and from the price drops, and I collected additional premium. So overall $353 last week on Tesla. On Nvidia, I had open cash covered puts, cash secured puts, and I had also covered calls. Overall $159 on premium from Nvidia. Gamestop, covered calls, and I collected $67. And for Cleveland Cliffs, you can see any money is good. I collected $4. I will not leave it on table, and I will collect everything. So this is what I have done last week. You can also see that my position in Tesla is a little bit smaller now, because as the price was declining, I sold half of my position, and I'm waiting. Or I assume, I bet on the price still be going a little bit down or maybe to the side, and I would benefit from that move as well with my options. Now let's go to the portfolio performance. So last week my portfolio performance is down 8%, but it's unrealized loss, so I didn't lose any money. It's just on paper unrealized loss, right? Overall, and this is important, my performance since April is making 127%, and if you compare to SP 500 performance, I'm overperforming S&P 500, and if you compare to Nasdaq index, I'm overperforming also Nasdaq index since April 2025. If we go to my portfolio allocation, you can see that I have my biggest position right now is in cash. I have $57,000 in cash ready to sell cash secured puts. I have $30,000 in Tesla, just a few dollars, $2,000 in Nvidia, $6,500 in Gamestop, small position in Cleveland Cliffs, ClearSign Technologies, and also a small position in Google. Now let's go to my Google sheet, and I will just briefly show you how many trades I did last week. So I started with cash covered calls. With covered calls on Tesla, and then actually as the price was moving, I was rolling the covered calls to lower price, so that I was getting additional premium, and I was rolling to $345 and then even to $310. I also sold 100 shares, and then I was selling puts, and again I was selling for 275 and then 295 and then 290 as the price was moving wildly last week. Altogether on Tesla, as you can see, $353. And now what I will show you is also my trades that I planned already for the next week. So I'm planning cash secured puts for Tesla, covered calls for Tesla, cash secured puts for Nvidia, and covered calls for Cleveland Cliffs and Gamestop. Now we will go to the details. Please smash like buttons if you sell options to get the premium as well, so that I know you are in the same team and you are selling for premiums. Let's go to Tesla now. As you can see, and this is the chart, you can see on the chart, let me zoom in a little, that the price was dropping last week a lot. So I was expecting that the price might be dropping actually. So we had here really movement. There was a resistance, and the price just couldn't move above. And now after the conflict on Twitter we saw between Elon and Trump, then the price was declining a lot. Of course, a little bit of rebound on Friday, but now we will need to plan for the next week. My bet for the next week is that the price might rebound a little, but potentially it will be maybe potentially even going down. Then we have with the green color, we have the support lines. So 244 and then 230, and then potentially even close to 200. Also, there's this line of $223, right, which goes from the bottom up, raising this channel, and we can expect that the price might be dropping towards this line. So either I expect the price either going sideways or going towards this line, and so therefore the trades I have done so far, let me open the trades in Interactive Brokers. For Tesla, I sold cash secured puts with the strike price $290, and the premium I'm collecting is $9 per one share. So for the whole contract, and you can see it actually here, for the whole contract I will be getting next week $900. It is, if such trade I was doing every week, I would be earning, or my return on investment would be 159%. So this is really good premium. Please let me know, push the like button and let me know if you would like to collect such premium as well. Moving on, I have also position in Tesla, right? So you can see this one here in the portfolio. I have 100 shares, so I can be selling covered calls, and that's what I did as well. So you can see I sold covered calls with the strike price of $345. While I am bullish on Tesla overall, I think next week the price still might be touching at least $270, right? So maybe the move might be something like this, bump a little down to 270 and then potentially going up. But for next week or short term, I really expect either down or to the side. And so for option for covered calls, I picked the strike price 345. Let me just do this yellow line here. This one I will delete. So this is the line with covered calls, and I will also try to do the line with. It's not working for some reason. I just wanted to put there cash secured puts. Nevertheless, the line for cash secured puts is actually similar to this blue line, and so it's somewhere here. With the premium of $9, I have buffer of $10, right? So my purchase price would be something like 280, which is long-term very reasonable price. So this is for Tesla. I'm really curious what will happen next week, because so far it was pretty wild what we could see, and I think next week might be very interesting as well. Tesla is just volatile stock, and we can expect such moves more and often. All right, moving on. Let's have a look on, and I will go to my interactive brokers, and we discussed Tesla. So moving on, we will now have a look on Nvidia. You can see that I sold, or I planned for selling 2 cash secured puts, and so now we should be looking at how the chart looks like, and if there is anything regarding option chains, news, quarterly results, technical analysis, and so on, right? As always. So for Nvidia, there is this strong resistance on the level of 143 to 45. You can see actually that last week it was, or maybe even last 2 weeks, it was trying to get through the resistance, but never really was able to push through. And so next week I expect also there will be a little bit of cooling down of the stock, and then potentially again another attempt to break the resistance. So therefore what I sold is cash secured puts with the strike price of 138. The premium is $1.33. So again, very nice premium. I would be getting $266 next week from Nvidia. But let me go a little bit more to the detail. I'll just put here the line where I'm selling the puts, and we can also discuss the options, right? How the option chains look like for upcoming week. So you can see, and here we are interested in open interest, and you can see for this week it's nothing massive. It will be next week actually, but when you have monthlies, but for next week it's actually nothing crazy. So we don't need to expect actually crazy price movement just because of the options. I will show you now the open the strike prices, and if we can actually expect some wild moves just because of the call options, but it's not really. You still have gap here between current price and then 145, right? And then it's not really too much of open call option contract, and then there is quite high open interest for strike price 150. I don't assume this will be driving force this week. And also when you look at Max Payne, the price is 133, so it's also lower than the current price, and might be one additional reason why the price might be cooling down a little for next week. Also, when it comes to results, we already had quarterly results, so there shouldn't be anything dramatic. The dividends, let's have a look. That's quite interesting as well. So expiration date, Wednesday, June 11th. Again, this might be a reason actually to cool down the price. So now on Monday it will be June 9th. So this is Wednesday. Yeah, of course it's written even here. June 11th is Wednesday, and therefore the price might be dropping towards the end of the week. All right. So what else we should cover for Nvidia? We had a look on option chains. We had a look on Max Payne, quarterly results. We don't need to expect technical analysis. We cover it as well. And so I think for Nvidia we are good for now, and we can have a look on the next company, and it is Gamestop. So for Gamestop, I have covered calls, strike price $38, but Gamestop is actually interesting this week, and let's have a look what we can see there. So for Gamestop, we will have quarter results next week on Tuesday. We have results, and so the premiums might be a little bit higher for GameStop, and also the price might be actually moving quite a lot. As I said, I did $38, which is somewhere here. If we look at if we take it from the perspective of couple of quarters, there was of course there was this price move even towards, I think it was 60, yes, towards 60. So it might be that the price will move up a lot, but it's in GameStop, it is always actually driven by options. And so let's check options as well, and we again check option open interest, so weeklies, monthlies, and we compare actually how it looks this week against the monthlies, which usually have higher open interest. So monthlies next week will be quite crazy, so we will actually have a look in detail, because this might be already driving the price. But this week it's quite okay. It doesn't really, it shouldn't really drive the price too much. The highest open interest is strike price 30, so with the strike price of 38 we would be actually in safe zone, and it's really nothing that would this open interest doesn't look like would be driving price towards 38. But let me check actually next week, because next week we have really high open interest, right? And it is strike price $125, open interest 120,000 contracts. It's a lot, but we also have quite a lot for 35, 40, and even $50 strike price. Let's compare. Actually, it's around 30,000, right? So let's compare how does it look in the last week. We have here 9,000, here 11,000, so it's 3 times more. It might start to drive the price already higher. I think this is just too far away, but yeah, might be that the price will start moving towards 40s. Then I would be potentially selling at the price of 38. Again, if it peaks like it did in May 24, then I would be losing potentially on a lot of profit. However, we know that the price usually cools down a lot, and so I might actually re-enter the position again later and position myself potentially for rebound. So this is for GameStop. If I look at detail and how does it look, how the premium looks like from the perspective of return on investment, right? So again, if I was selling such premium every week, I would be earning just on premium 63% from the money or capital I invested to GameStop. All right. So this was for GameStop. There is one more thing I wanted to show you actually with GameStop, which is super interesting. If you look at the option chain, and for some reason it's not working well, so at least I'll talk about it. If you look at the option chain for GameStop, you will see that the covered calls are way more expensive for the same delta than cash secured puts, and so therefore from selling covered calls you can earn way more on GameStop than from selling cash secured puts. And also, if I filter for selling cash covered calls on GameStop, you can see that actually the premium is quite high on this stock. So I might be considering to buying actually additional 100 shares. When the price will drop a little, I will enter the position again with additional stocks, because this is really nice premium. 63%, 53%. The week before 100% or over 100%, and then still few more 68, 57. So it is half of the covered calls I sell actually provide over 50% return on investment. This is really nice, and I'm selling the covered calls always with some buffer, 20%, 20% buffer, and so I'm not losing money on or I would not be losing money on the trades if the option contracts were executed or assigned, and I'm earning a lot of money on premium. So this is really interesting stock to have for options, specifically for selling covered calls. All right, so this was for Gamestop. I think it's time to move on and have a look on Cleveland Cliffs. This was just funny trade, but as I was saying, I don't want to leave any money on the table, and so let me just show Cleveland Cliffs selling for 3 cents per share of premium. Overall for contract it will be $3, with fee it will be maybe rather $2. It's one contract, strike price $9. Let's see how this will evolve, but also it was $700 investment, so therefore $3 is 20%. Of course, with the fees and so on, it will be maybe closer to 10%. So it's nothing major, but every dollar from premium is good, and it's just getting me closer to earning even more from the premiums, right? Getting me closer to those 30% that I was saying is my goal to earn on premiums. And as you can see, for next week, my plan is to earn $1,331 on premium. So it means overall I would be earning since April $5,107 in premium just in 11 weeks. So this is what you can do with selling options. This is what you can actually earn when the volatility is high and the market is nervous. So I'm really looking forward for Monday's market open. As always, I might adjust the positions based on the pre-market. It can happen, and if I will do so, I will let you know in upcoming streams, and will tell you what has changed actually with for how much premium I sold. And with that, I would like to wrap up really. So you see my premium plan for the next week. I'll be back during the next week if there is some dramatic movement on the market, which might be really the case. If not, latest I will be back on Sunday again for another live trade planning session. And again, if you like these videos, if you find the videos helpful, please like them, and also subscribe to my channel to stay updated with my trades and to track my portfolio. As I was saying, I'm using live account. This is all real money, and and you can track and see my portfolio allocation and my portfolio development since the beginning of April. All right, thank you very much for watching and have a nice day. Cheers.